The Mexican Open celebrates its 20th anniversary this year, a tournament from humble beginnings that has grown substantially over 2 decades. What was once a low-profile gathering of tennis professionals has morphed into the biggest clay court event in the Americas. Acapulco has hosted this event the last 13 years, a city where sizzling sunny days lead to sultry nights. But the locals are a warm and welcoming bunch, and they are happy to say hola y bienvenidos. Hello and welcome to the 2013 Abierto Mexicano Telcel. Well, hello, tennis fan. It's been an exciting day already. 7 Spaniards started the event in this round of 32. That is the Abierto Mexicano. 6 got through to the second round. We've already seen the 3-time defending champion, David Ferrer, do his work against the qualifier from the United States, Wayne Odesnik. Ferrer has lost a total of 6 games in 2 rounds as he seeks a 4th straight title to try to match Thomas Muster for the most consecutive titles here in Acapulco. Now we have the number 2 seed, a very familiar name, Rafael Nadal, as he takes on an Argentine who hopes to disrupt the return of the greatest clay court player of all time. Well, it has been dominated by Spaniards here over the course of this event. They have won 9 of the previous 19, including the last 5. Nico Almagro back-to-back in 2008, 2009. He would reach the final in 2011 as well. David Ferrer has run off 17 consecutive match wins. And oh yeah, in 2005, a youngster named Rafael Nadal would win his 3rd career title here, go on to win his 1st ever title at Roland Garros. And he would establish himself as almost unbeatable on this surface. Welcome once again, Kevin Skinner alongside Doug Adler. And Doug, we're expecting an electric night tonight when they welcomed Rafael Nadal to the court in his match last evening. It was electrifying.
Yeah, it's something that reminds me of the drama of a world championship prize fight. Something when you bring champions against one another, and Rafael Nadal, certainly when we knew he was going to be here, when we knew he was entered in this event. Remember, this is the first one that he entered, even though he played a couple before this one. This was the one he chose to play first, and these fans couldn't be looking forward to anything more than seeing Rafa Nadal, and who knows how much longer they're going to get a chance to see him.
You're right about that. There is so many rumors swirling about whether or not he's going to play the hard court Masters 1000 events, but that's something to see down the road. Let's look at tonight, and let's see for Alund, the warm welcome, and now for Rafa Nadal. It's only his 2nd trip to Acapulco, but as we showed you in 2005, he was perfect. Ran the table, picked up the title. He is back once again, and as Doug alluded to, this was the tournament he announced. He would at least use this as a warm-up to come back from a 7-month layoff. He did decide to play in Viña del Mar and Sao Paulo before this, reaching the final of both and winning the tournament in Brazil just 2 weeks ago. For Rafa Nadal, though, he did say last night when he came onto the court, the warm welcome that he received was deafening to him. It really was a moving moment for him in his return to Mexico.
Well, what I'm noticing, though, is he seems like, even though he's just 26 years of age, we know what spirit he possesses, what emotion he possesses. And he came out very, very serious. No smiles, not even looking really up to the crowd. So there's something going on with inside the head and with inside the heart of Rafa Nadal.
Well, Rafa has denied the rumors that came out in a Spanish paper. There was talk that he has already made the decision to withdraw from Indian Wells, which begins in just a little over, well, not even over a week from this time. And then there's also Miami that follows that, both hard court Masters 1000 events. His camp denies those rumors, says that it's not true. No decision has been made of yet, but Rafa has also expressed that he is feeling pain on the court and off it, that it's taking him extra time to prepare for each and every match. And there you see the preventive measures below his left knee. That is the knee that has been troubling him for the better part of the last 8-9 months.
And there's the classic trademark of Nadal. You see the water bottles put in specific places. He always does that before a match, before he gets up to go to the net. He puts them in the exact same place each and every time. I'll tell you what, if you want to shake him up, just walk on by there and kick those bottles over. Then you're going to get him woken up.
You'll definitely get his attention, won't you? Here comes Nadal. Very familiar face of Carlos Bernardes, the chair umpire, who will handle the duties. On the left, the qualifier from Argentina, Martin Alund. And on the right, a man who has become synonymous by just one name, Rafa. Now the sprint to the baseline has to wait a moment as they switch ends, and here it comes. Well, all the little rituals and everything that comes with it that the fans are paying attention to is because what you alluded to before. How much longer will we see Rafael Nadal? Will he come back from this knee injury, or is he on what might be the final steps towards this magnificent career? Well, it's the second round here at the Abierto Mexicano qualifier. Martin Alund will try to disrupt the undefeated run of Rafael Nadal here in Mexico. 8 years since he went 5-0 for the title, and now a chance for the #2 seed. Always strange to see that, isn't it?
That's a strange thing to hear you say, particularly on a red clay court. And you know, in this part of the world, you'd never say Nadal being seeded second, but he is. The #1 seed's David Ferrer, and Nadal, you can see, having no trouble with Schwartzman. And if he's able to get through this match, he will take on Leonardo Mayer, who's an Argentine who he would typically be a strong favorite against.
Alund is trying to join Mayer and Horacio Zeballos, who defeated Rafa in the final in Viña del Mar, as 3 Argentines among the last 8. There's only 2 positions left. The 27-year-old turned pro back in 2004, but really hasn't had a tremendous professional career. He spent a lot of time at Futures and at Challengers. He does have a career-high ranking just 2 days ago, getting up to number 91 in the world. You see over the course of his Emirates ATP rankings the last few years, he's slowly been trying to climb in, but hasn't been able to get match play at the ATP World Tour level. That has changed at the start of 2013.
And he's familiar with Nadal. They have played already within the last few weeks, where he was able to take a set off of Rafa, but this is a different situation. This is a nighttime match. This is going to be a pro Nadal crowd. They're going to be behind him, as we would say, what, the 12th man?
Yeah, exactly. They will be supporting. It's only 7 matches under his belt in 2013, and those are the entirety of his professional career. He turned 27 just the day after Christmas this year, and now finds himself the right-hander with a one-handed backhand, trying to make way through the Abierto Mexicano. Daniel Garza from Mexico, a wild card, really gave him a stern challenge, but Alund was able to push through in straight sets. 7-6, 7-5 just was enough to wake up Alund, but it doesn't portend to very good hopes for this match.
Well, I just think the main thing is the aura of Nadal. Will that really take Alund out of his game? Will he be not aware of it? Typically, Nadal is able to win so many of these matches before he even has to hit the court, because just his aura, his name, psychs out his opponents.
Yeah, it is a remarkable career that he has had on this surface alone. And as he goes through, it's just everything is just laying out as one of the great careers in all of professional tennis. Picked up his 51st title at Sao Paulo, beating David Nalbandian in the final. It's his 37th career title on this surface, currently ranked 5th in the world, but of course we know all about his exploits in getting all the way to #1 in the world. But at 26 years of age, those knees are feeling like about 56.
Yeah, scary. But the good thing is he's leaned down. You can see he's looking really fit, not anywhere as muscular as he used to be, and that's going to take a lot of pressure off of those knees. And we'll just see what kind of ability he's able to come out on the court with, and what kind of confidence he possesses, because typically he's feeling like he is the man on this surface. He's the king of clay, but coming in as the #2 seed, maybe that takes a little pressure off those shoulders.
Well, it possibly could. We'll see how it goes throughout this match, but probably later on. Alund not really expected to put up a whole lot of resistance. 8-1 record this year because of a final in Viña del Mar, losing to Zeballos, as we mentioned. Then, of course, the victory in Sao Paulo. He got past Diego Sebastian Schwartzman, another Argentine, was broken to begin both sets, but managed to turn things around. It was a comfortable victory for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, you could tell that Schwartzman never felt he had much of a chance against Nadal. And this man tonight, we'll see if he's able to just think about the ball, or if he's going to be worried about, well, playing Rafa Nadal. That's typically what happens, and that's the match we were talking about. They played very recently in Sao Paulo, and Alund did take that second set, although the rest of the match was pretty convincing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the semifinal finished 6-1 in the third. Nadal woke up in that third set and seemed to be pretty angry. Didn't really wasn't pleased that he dropped that second set tiebreak, to say the least, and that certainly led to a quick dismissal of Alund in the third set. So we'll see what Rafa has in store, what Martin Alund has in order. He's already faced an Argentine. Maybe there's some talk amongst all of the Argentines that are here. If there's a strategy, if you have a hurt Rafa Nadal, how do you go about trying to defeat him?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think so much of it really has to do with his invincibility on this surface, and then where is Nadal psychologically right now and physically, because we're not really sure how he's physically feeling, and I think we're going to get a good sense if Alund can push him around a little bit, make him move. We're going to see if Nadal's going to have to slice balls or if he's going to be strong enough to get there and rip them. The old Nadal would get there in plenty of time and just move his opponent all over the court, but there's talk about that he's struggling with the movement. He's not going to be able to get there in time. He's going to be reaching. He's going to be slicing, and that's when he could become vulnerable to losing.
Yeah, he doesn't say that he's 100%. That's without question.
But the question is, how close to 100% is it?
Exactly. Some people are saying 80. A lot of people are guessing it's more between 70 and 80 because of the fact that he seems at times off balance, doesn't always get into position as well and as easily as he normally does on clay. And with that, perhaps Alund can find just a little bit of vulnerability and a place to attack, see if he can really find a strategy that might work. But we're also talking about a man who's only played 7 matches in his whole career at this level, and he's taking on the greatest player to ever hit the dirt.
That's a major, scary undertaking for Alund. But for Nadal, you know, it's so interesting to me. This time, over the last few years, he was always playing the hard court tournament in Dubai. He's not playing it this year. We know that there's a lot of appearance money that they pay to these guys to play in Dubai. He's passed on that. So he's come here where he feels comfortable on the clay. And I do really feel, Kevin, that Nadal wouldn't be on the court right now or play the tournament if he didn't think he could win it.
Well, he certainly feels as though the previous result, though 8 years ago, he likes the environment. He feels it might be suited for his comeback and his attempts to get through. But you're right, on this surface, it's a much smarter move. It seems to be a better way to introduce yourself back in the game and try to find your rhythm and timing after such a long layoff of more than half a year. So they're warm, they're ready. A lot of talk about Rafael Nadal coming to Acapulco. The fans will get a second chance to see him tonight. It is the round of 16, or second round on Cancha Central, as Martin Alund of Argentina, a qualifier, takes on the number 2 seed Rafael Nadal of Spain. One of 6 Spaniards in action today. Already David Ferrer has moved through to the quarterfinals. There is going to be a Spaniard moving through in the match between Tommy Robredo and Nicolas Almagro, the 3 seed. Almagro seeking his 301st career victory. But there are already 2 Argentines